Here? Sir, good to go? Bhim sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You can start now.
Okay, sir. Very happy and a pleasant morning to one and all. Respected dignitaries, principal, HODs, eminent speakers, and all my dear friends. I, Dr. Vidya Roy, Assistant Professor, Nikhil Banga Shikhan Mahavidyalaya, welcome you all to this mega one-day national webinar on impact of wellness and healthy lifestyle in education of modern era, which is organized by IQAC, Nikhil Banga Shikhan Mahavidyalaya. Without dealing further, as we all know, health is the real wealth. So may I call upon our inaugurator for the welcome speech, Professor Dr. Bhim Chandra Mandal, an energetic personality. Sir, welcome. Sir, please.
Respected Chief Patron, resource persons, coordinator IQAC, participant coming from different corner of the India, faculty members of Nikhil Banga Shikhan Mahavidyalaya, and my dear student. All of you, please are heartily, cordially welcome to Nikhil Banga Shikhan Mahavidyalaya virtually because of this pandemic situation. We are more happy if we could organize such a seminar in offline mode, but we can't do at this moment. Bishnupur, a well-known tourist place and a heritage town in West Bengal. It is also known as the temple town. The ancient Hindu temple are located here, say Rashmancha, Jod Bangla, Madan Mohan temple. Those who are built 1600 AD with the local art known as terracotta. Not only that, Bishnupur is also known for his art in handloom. Here, Swarnachari, Baluchari also are famous for all of the world. Actually, we are still going through the pandemic situation, and educational activity should go side by side. We can't stop our education due to pandemic. And for this, only the digital platform, the only way to communicate with each other. The webinar is such a platform where all the resource person, the participant from various corners of the India may share their knowledge through interaction by using this digital mode. Regarding seminar, two terms are very important. Our title of the seminar is Impact of Wellness and Healthy Lifestyle in Education of Modern Era. Wellness and healthy lifestyle. What are the impact of wellness and healthy life in education? By education, we rather mean by famous quote of Swami Vivekananda, education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. So this is education. Education help us to think. Education help us to give reason. Education train how to solve problem. And this type of activity, this type also called the mental exercise that may keep the central nervous system in shape in the same way that physical exercise keep the shape of our body. So wellness is very important term in present day. We should fit in our mental well-being and social well-being. It is also a term coined by WHO, which recognize the contribution of social sector beyond their health sector in promoting health. So if we fit mentally and socially, then only our education system be promoted, and then education system be reached in a highest way, and our social development will occur. So education is there. On that juncture, we have some question. What benefit can be produced by incorporating health and wellness into education of the modern era? Is there any impact? Is that health and wellness are helpful in education? If so, if the question is yes, how do we incorporate this wellness and healthy lifestyle in our education system? And what should be the curricular aspect to incorporate health and wellness? By health, we does not mean the free from disease. Health means all of our activity. So with this question, the authority of Nikhil Banga Shikshan Mahavidyalaya organized this webinar entitled Impact of Wellness and Healthy Lifestyle in Education of Modern Era. Hope this platform will answer our question. Again, I welcome all the participants to Nikhil Banga Shikshan Mahavidyalaya and share your views so that we can get some output and implement wellness and healthy lifestyle in our education system. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir. Mondal sir has been an inspiration for us. He has been working day and night for this webinar. Sir, thank you so much for all your motivational words. And we hope to get this kind of motivation and encouragement from you throughout our lives without delaying further. And also one more thing, like this is a second virtual webinar Nikhil Banga is conducting. We are really fortunate and very lucky to have you, sir. Next, we have a very, very important person among us. We are very lucky to have you, the professor, and he's also Dr. Shamal Chandra, chief patron for today's webinar. He's assistant professor, Bankura Jila Sharadamoni Mahavidyalaya, and former minister in charge Department of Panchayat and Rural Development and Public Health Engineering. Sir, we welcome you, and we are proud to have you here, sir. Over to you, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, are you there?
Mute us.
Please unmute yourself.
Yeah. Yes, sir is there. Okay, sir. Over to you, sir.
Sir, you are muted, sir.
স্যার আপনি আনমিউট করে নিন নিজেকে স্যার আপনার মিউট আছে মনে হচ্ছে একটু আনমিউট করে নিন মিউটের অপশনটা জাস্ট ক্লিক করুন আনমিউট হয়ে যাবে হ্যাঁ এই তো আওয়াজ আসছে স্যার
নমস্কার সকলকে আন্তরিক শ্রদ্ধা শুভেচ্ছা অভিনন্দন নিখিল বঙ্গ শিক্ষণ মহাবিদ্যালয়ের পক্ষ থেকে যে একদিনের ন্যাশনাল ওয়েবিনারের ব্যবস্থা করা হয়েছে তাতে সকলকে আন্তরিক প্রীতি শুভেচ্ছা অভিনন্দন জ্ঞাপন করি এবং আজকের এই প্যান্ডামিক সিচুয়েশনের মধ্য দিয়ে যেভাবে কলেজের বিভিন্ন ধরনের পঠন পাঠন ছাত্রছাত্রীদের কাছে পৌঁছে যাচ্ছে এবং আজকের যে বিশেষ আলোচনা ইম্প্যাক্ট অফ ওয়েলনেস অ্যান্ড হেলথলি লাইফস্টাইল ইন এডুকেশন অফ মডার্ন এরা এটা আজকে আমাদের কাছে অত্যন্ত প্রাসঙ্গিক আজকের যে সারাদিন ধরে যে আলোচনা হবে আমাদের আলোচনা ইনাগুরেশন বক্তব্য রেখেছেন এই মহাবিদ্যালয়ের অধ্যক্ষ প্রফেসর ডক্টর ভীমচন্দ্র মন্ডল মহাশয় রয়েছেন অর্গানাইজার ডক্টর শান্তনু ঘলুই এবং আমাদের এই সেমিনারে ওয়েবিনারে উপস্থিত রিসোর্স পার্সন উপস্থিত থাকছেন প্রফেসর অলোক ব্যানার্জি ফর্মার ভাইস চ্যান্সেলর ইউনিভার্সিটি অফ কল্যাণী প্রফেসর রাজীব চৌধুরী ডিপার্টমেন্ট অফ ফিজিক্যাল এডুকেশন এবং রায়পুর চণ্ডীগড় এবং অন্যান্য সমস্ত রিসোর্স পার্সনরা রয়েছেন এবং আমার স্নেহের ছাত্রছাত্রীরা উপস্থিত আছেন তো আজকের এই যে শিক্ষা সংক্রান্ত যে আলোচনা আমি মনে করি যে এই শিক্ষা শুধুমাত্র আমাদের কাছে পুঁথিগত শিক্ষা নয় যে শিক্ষা আমাদের জীবন গঠনের ক্ষেত্রে পরিপূর্ণ বিকাশ ঘটাবে আমাদের দেশ গঠনের ক্ষেত্রে সম্পূর্ণরূপে সহায়তা প্রদান করবে এবং আমাদের স্বপ্ন পূরণের ক্ষেত্রে জীবন গঠনের ক্ষেত্রে সামগ্রিক ক্ষেত্রে যে শিক্ষা আমাদের কাছে একটা ভালো জায়গায় পৌঁছে দেবে সেই শিক্ষার কথাই কিন্তু এখানে আজকে আলোচনা করা হবে পুঁথিগত শিক্ষার মধ্য দিয়ে আমাদের কিন্তু সার্বিক নম্বর পাওয়া যায় কোন একটা গ্রেডেশনে আমরা উত্তীর্ণ হতে পারি কিন্তু সামগ্রিকভাবে মানুষের জীবনকে অতিবাহিত করার জন্য সঠিকভাবে নিয়ন্ত্রণ করার জন্য আমাদের যে আরো জ্ঞান আরোহণের প্রয়োজন এবং দেশকে সমৃদ্ধশীল করার ক্ষেত্রে একটা বড় ভূমিকা সামগ্রিকভাবে নেওয়ার প্রয়োজনীয়তা রয়েছে। তাই শিক্ষায় পারে একটা জনজাতিকে, একটা দেশকে, একটা এলাকাকে সর্বাঙ্গ সুন্দর করতে। তাই শিক্ষার মধ্য দিয়ে হচ্ছে মানব জীবনের মুক্তির পথ এবং পরস্পরের মধ্যে একটা সম্পর্ক স্থাপন করাই হচ্ছে শিক্ষার মূল উদ্দেশ্য। তাই এই শিক্ষা হবে আমাদের কাছে অত্যন্ত আনন্দদায়ক প্রাণবন্ত শিক্ষা, যে শিক্ষার মধ্য দিয়ে আমরা একে অপরের পাশে যেন দাঁড়াতে পারি, একে অপরকে সহায়তা করতে পারি এবং দেশ গঠনের ক্ষেত্রে এবং জনজাতিকে সঠিক পথে নিয়ন্ত্রণ করার ক্ষেত্রে সার্বিক ভূমিকা পালন করতে পারে, সেই বার্তা আমরা সমস্ত স্তরের ছাত্রছাত্রী থেকে শুরু করে সমস্ত স্তরের মানুষের কাছে এই বার্তাটা যেন আমরা ছড়িয়ে দিতে পারি। তাই আজকে অত্যন্ত ভালো লাগছে যে সমস্ত আমাদের অর্গানাইজার থেকে শুরু করে এবং রিসোর্স পার্সন সকলেই রয়েছেন, সকলের সর্বাঙ্গীন আলোচনায় আমরা যেন এই শিক্ষাকে আরো প্রাণবন্ত করতে পারি এবং সমগ্র মানব জাতির মধ্যে এই শিক্ষা প্রদান করতে পারি, যেন একে অপরের পাশে দাঁড়িয়ে কাজের সামগ্রিক সহায়তা করা যায়। সেই বার্তাটুকু রাখি এবং প্রত্যেককে আরেকবার আন্তরিক প্রীতি শুভেচ্ছা অভিনন্দন শ্রদ্ধা জানিয়ে আমি আমার কথা শেষ করছি। সকলে ভালো থাকবেন, সুস্থ থাকবেন। ধন্যবাদ স্যার।
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, আপনি একদম ঠিক বলেছেন, sir. There is no end to learning, teaching. Learning starts from the womb of a mother and it continues to the grave. And to share this kind of knowledge and learning, we have our next eminent speaker. উনার ব্যাপারে যত বলি ততই কম. He has been a great personality in the field of physical education and sports sciences. He has been delivering speeches and lectures in not only in India, but also in England, Bangladesh, USA, and a lot more countries. He is the former Vice Chancellor, University of Kalyani, ex-president website. Sir, we introduce you here, our today's first speaker, eminent speaker. We have Professor Dr. Aloke Banerjee, sir. Sir, we welcome you all. Thank you so much. Over to you, sir.
Good morning. And during this pandemic situation, at the very outset, I wish you all good health, and everybody, those who are listening to this webinar, be safe and secure during this pandemic situation. The chief patron of NBSM, Nikhil Banga Shikkhan Mahavidyalaya, Dr. Shamul Chhatra, Dr. Bhim Chandra Mondal, principal of this college, members of the faculty and staff members of Nikhil Banga Shikkhan Mahavidyalaya, Professor Rajeev Choudhury, eminent physical educationist, who will speak in this seminar, the participant, students, and anchor, the person who is conducting, Dr. Vidya Rai, and the listeners of this webinar. See, at the very outset, I offer my sincere thanks to the NBSM Mahavidyalaya, Nikhil Banga Shikkhan Mahavidyalaya, that they have invited me for this webinar. The topic which I have selected, I will discuss with you. But in this pandemic situation, at the very beginning, I like to mention about the COVID and its impact, and followed by the topic which has been selected for today's webinar. The very important aspect of this situation is to remain active. Now, the principal has introduced about the principal has introduced education relating in this situation health, fitness. But physical education is a part of education, integral part of education. And you all know that now a term, physical literacy, is being activated, is being accepted by all concerned, and which is even important as good as general literacy. So this is a very, very important aspect, and the physical education and physical activity, and for the management of the lifestyle. I'll share with you my slides, please.
I request everybody to mute yourself.
Is it visible to you all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
See, the title which I have mentioned, that is Health, Fitness, Wellness and Lifestyle Management. I will start with this photograph of the virus. It's a simple, rather a complicated, not a very simple coronavirus, that is RNA virus, and it has forced us to stay at home. This has changed the whole various aspects, not only the life, but also the whole economic affairs, many, many other things that I will mention about you at the very beginning. Few slides I will mention about this. A new normal is a state which an economy, society settles following a crisis. And we are in this situation. It means a new way of living. The changes that has taken place in our lives to combat COVID-19, work from home, social distance, mask using, hand washing, and many more are the new normal concept. See, this is the life in new normal. Examinations are being conducted in the basketball court, and even the shops, they mention we are open and we request respect social distancing. What is its impact? Social and physical distancing measures, lockdown of business, schools to curtail the spread of the disease have also disrupted many regular aspects of life, including sport and physical activity. Olympic and many sporting events were postponed. Sports is a major contributor of economic development. Millions of jobs are at risk globally, not only sports, but also transport, travel, tourism, catering, media, sporting service industry affected. The global value of sports industry is estimated annually around 756 billion USD, and 1 billion means 100 crores, and badly affected this industry during lockdown and new normal. We all know using mask, washing your hands frequently, we can fight against the COVID and maintaining the distance. So the consequence of global outbreak is the closure of gyms, pools, stadium. People had little access to keep fit. As a consequence, inactive lifestyle, more TV show, irregular sleep pattern, worse diets, body weight gain, loss of fitness. Low-income families are more vulnerable to negative effects of stay at home. Now, let us see before this COVID, what was the situation globally? In the 1800 and early 1900, infectious diseases such as influenza, tuberculosis, and diphtheria were the leading causes of death. And nowadays, in the 21st century, these have been replaced with the lifestyle diseases, such as heart attack, strokes, CVDs, cancer, diabetes, which are not infectious that way, but it's a lifestyle disease. And why we live sedentary lives? I'm not sure whether it is visible to you. Technological changes in workplace, that is one of the reasons. Widespread use of automobiles. We don't walk, we don't cycle, whether we use automobiles. Labor-saving devices in the home. In daily course of work in the family, we are using many gadgets which are labor saving. So that is another way of sedentary lives. Sedentary leisure time activities. Most time we are watching TVs. Personal variables that make us resist physical activity. Very personal reasons we don't like to play or be active. Rather, we change our lifestyle. See this picture, you see, none is using the stairs, all are in the escalators. Either it is down way or the up way. So this is the reasons. And what do people do after office hours, after workplace? Come home and before a TV. That is the sedentary life. Even the youngsters, the children, they are very much activated in the mobile games or the video games or using this sort of things. So let us now think, what is the global situation, global developments in this regard? Many changes have occurred in societies around the world. Rapid advancement in technology and communication that I have mentioned. Increased concern about health risk factors. It is also a fact that even advanced countries, they are considering this a very important health risk factors, obesity and related issues. And worldwide efforts towards improved opportunities for social and economic development through education, leisure, health and sports. And this is the present situation. Everybody wants to be educated, and this education is for the economic development. And then health and sport is also very much related with this economic development. The role of sport and physical activity increase impact on the individual person and the community. Social inclusion, cohesion, intercultural opportunities that are present in physical activity. And this is a very important phenomenon which the international authorities, they are insisting on, that elite sports, that is another aspect, not of today's discussion, but the sport and competition are expanding and receive global attention. And sports for all, this is a very popular slogan now, is offering increased opportunities, emphasizing participation, inclusion and cultural traditions. They want to develop, they want to revive the traditional sports so that everybody can participate. This is not the highly competitive sports, but the important thing is involvement in physical activity. Traditional games and sports are being rediscovered and celebrate a renaissance. Now let us come to our discussions today's topic. Before that, some points which I like to mention, that average child now, this is the situation with the sedentary activity, how it is involved in the children also. Average child watches 3 hours of TV per day. Average child spends 6.5 hours per day using various forms of media. And the American Academy has advised for 1 to 2 hours daily for the children. And it has been observed in a research study that from 91 to 99, the percentage of students attending daily physical activity declined, and now also it is declining, and nearly half of people aged 12 to 21 do not engage in regular physical activity. Only 30% of the adults are involved in physical activity. That is the research. And the reasons is for this physical inactivity, I should say, that is elimination of physical education, recess in schools. That is a very important aspect. Reduction in physical activity required for daily living. That is already I have mentioned. Transportation, labor-saving gadgets, physical environment, all have changed. And competition from attractive sedentary activities. That is a reasons why physical activity is being ignored. Television, video, DVD, computer games, internet, etc. So from here, we start the discussions of today's, that is the health, fitness and wellness. This picture is just to show you, this is one person, his name is Richard Davidson. When he was 30, the left one, when he was 30, he was the world champion in his age group. And again, when he was 60, right picture, when he was 60, he was again world champion in his age group. So this is some sort of symbol. What does it mean of health? You need not discuss many things about it. But principal has mentioned about the WHO concept of health. And I like to mention particularly in the middle, the other color, the current definition of health proposed a positive view that focuses on your individual attempts to achieve optimum well-being within a realistic framework of our individual potential. So that is the most important. Earlier it was that complete physical, emotional, and social well-being, and not merely absence of disease or infirmity. But now it has been changed from 80s. The health scientist has redefined, rediscovered the concept of health. It is the dynamic, positive attitude of an individual. I want to be healthy. Then only it is possible, not the medicine, not the doctor's advice. See, you are actually in a neutral point when you are absence of illness. You have two options. Either you can go to the left side or you can go to the right side. Left side is illness, increasing health via health promotions. Your all risk of disease will be low, intellectual functioning will be high, physical fitness will remain high, emotional fitness high, energy levels high, and coping ability, that is adjustment, will be high. If you have a positive attitude and you do some positive practice, optimum mental and physical health. To reach this, you have to increase in health via health promotion. And then that is a very important thing, is that is the hierarchy of needs. At the base level, you require certain survival things. That is food, water, and the pain avoidance. These are the very common survival requirement. When you get the survival, you require security, safety, security, protection. And if you get the second one, security in the hierarchy, you want to have love. Love means not only the male-female love, but love is the love to anybody, love, belongingness, closeness, two sisters, two brothers, or two friends of same sex. They may be in close relationship, even father and mothers also. Then you require esteem of others and self-esteem. Must have, everybody must have a self-esteem. And then if you get all these, you will have self-actualization. When you will able to explore the creative mind, when you can explore anything, so you can develop many things, develops one's creativity and potential. So this is very important in health. Health is a continuum process. You may be in the optimum health, then minor illness, and then gradually it will be serious illness, and finally the death will come. So this is a continuous process, and I will later show that in your life, around 11 years, if it is a 70 years life, we are almost 10 to 11 years, we missed for the various illness on related issues. Health and illness are part of a broad continuum. Health requires balance. Health means different things to different people. Health is holistic, a concept. Health depends on the satisfaction of human need, that the need I have mentioned. This is very important. And health is that way self-responsibility. And these are the factors which is controlling your health. Physical fitness, environmental sensitivity, that means if it is very hot, if it is very cold, if you are sensitive to that, you must have it. Then stress awareness and management. You require adequate rest and nutritional awareness. These are the factors which contribute to your health. But it is a self-responsibility and is a matter of choice, positive or negative, and not by chance. It is not a government responsibility. It is the responsibility of your own. Next point is the second aspect of the topic, that is the fitness. And since many of the physical education professionals are there, they are well aware of the definition of physical fitness, so I do not want to waste my time on this. But fitness can promote relaxation, reduce stress, and improve your mental health. So next part is the various ways by which you can be active and you can improve your fitness. Various forms of physical activity. I will show a few pictures. And this is very simple. If you do cycling regularly, not the racing cycle, even ordinary cycle, and you know, nowadays it has started in many countries, in the European countries particularly, people are using a lot of cycling, and in the roadside there is a way for cycling peddlers. So this way, this is one way you can save fuel. At the same time, you can remain active. And there are, you know, these are the our yogic practices by which you can remain active. And for particularly women, I suggest, if you don't have anything, you in the family, you can start dancing. You close the door and close the windows, start a music, and do whatever type of dancing you know. Not necessarily any classical dance or any type of dance that you can, but main thing is this physical activity. You remain active, you perspire so that you be activated, your whole body will be activated. And what benefit you will get, a lot of benefit people will discuss, and you know, you are well aware. So reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. That is a very important. Helps to control diabetes. It is proved. Develop stronger bones that are less susceptibility to injury. Promote joint stability. Control low back pain. Acts as a stimulus for other lifestyle changes. That is a very important. You will have many things in your life that I will show you, and you require a balance, and for that you must be very active. Improve self-concept, appearance, body image, promotes relaxation, decrease body fat, and possibly delay in the aging process. You all be aging. After 25, aging starts, and it will continue till death. So the question is, you will be a very old man at what age? At the age of 50 or at the age of 70. It is depending on your lifestyle. And exercise can help you by this way, delaying the process. This is one aspect why you should be very active. Before the mirror, you all want to look like this, but the reality in the right side. Reality is in front of the mirror. That is the reality. But there is a possibility that you can change your body image. And another very important aspect is the maintaining an ideal body weight. So this is energy input and energy output. Lipid, carbohydrate, protein, these are the items by which you can get energy. And your energy output possibilities are resting metabolism, that it is essential, you require to have it. It is around 1/3 or even more. Physical activity, that is very, very important. If you do certain physical activity, then the energy balance will be there. If it is not the balance, and thermic effect food is very little amount, but even then, that is aspects of energy output. But if it is balanced, then your body weight will be constant. If it is output is less and energy in is more, then you will get weight. But if you have more energy in and output is less, your body weight will increase. So this is the present situation of the developing countries, that gaining weight. Many of us are gaining weight, but in India, of course, the other situation is also there. Those who are energy output, the labor class people, the downtrodden people, poor people, their energy output is more, energy input is less, so they are losing their body weight. And so for that, you require have a balanced food stuff, etc. This is not a very this important issues for today, but This is what I mean, that energy input, output, and the energy intake that is related. So you have to have more cereals and more vegetables and fruits, less milk and milk product, less meat and poultry, etc. This is relatively less, and you must have fats, oils, etc. only like a drop. So less during this. And for that, particularly for the youngsters, maintaining body weight as well as the body fat percentage. Female has a higher body fat percentage than the male, but that starts around the age of say 17, 18. The female will spark their body accumulate more fat. This is a physiological reason. Various other reasons are there why female body have more fat, and particularly every female body is a prospective mother, and for that also they require certain extra fat in their body. And the male also increasing. So in this age group, from this age group, it will increase. But if you do not control your body fat, you will not be able to keep your body healthy and fit, and your wellness will be less. So this picture actually I like to show you because, see, for genetic reason, you will have a body fat, and some body fat is essential. Some percentage genetic, but there is a cultural transmission. Around 30% of body fat accumulating due to your change in your habit. You are almost your leisure time, your excess time in the body when you are not actively working or not sleeping. That time you are before a TV and in your hand a very fast food item which is saturated with fatty acid. So that is very important. So we require change in our cultural aspects too to be active. The one aspect that is a part of health I have mentioned, the stress and management, the mental and physical response our bodies experience in response to any type of change. And these are the strain and distress maybe they are due to stress. So stress is there, and you cannot just avoid stress from your life. Your work itself may be a stress if you are overburdened. And those who are in a high office, they are really overburdened and they are under stress. Your stress reactions are as individual as you are, but the more stresses in your life and the longer they last, the more likely you are to break down under them. You can't eliminate stress from your life completely, but you can control your reactions and the effects of stress through your active participation in physical activities. Stresses can cause chain reactions, with one stressor creating new ones, so it's crucial to control stressors before they can snowball. Loneliness is a very, very important source of stress. Then the emotion and stress, the husband-wife relations. In our practice, in our culture, women very rarely speak. Of course, the situation is changing, no doubt, but this is very important. Then the relationship and the stress is there due to emotional reasons. Stress, whether physical or emotional, can cause your immune system to malfunction and increase your chances of developing an immune system disorder. So it's better to learn how to deal with the stress. And therefore, stress management is very important. You require a support system, maybe a friend, relative, or professional. That is, you must identify the problem and then you solve it, you eliminate it. Otherwise, reduce the effects of stress on your body. Take care of your body and control your stress response. What matters most is how you see yourself. You may be a cat, but what harm if people think you are a lion? This is meditation is another way of solving the stress. So another aspect is a mental health, and just covering this aspect in the lower aspect, you just concentrate on it. Self-concept, reality perception, integration, autonomy, environmental mastery, self-actualization. These are the characteristics of mental health. You must have a equal, not only the physical health. As I've mentioned, the health is holistic. Health depends on the satisfaction of human needs. and a state of psychological and emotional well-being, where you must have these aspects, these characteristics. And for this, one should practice. Say, for example, autonomy. In your attitude, you must be in autonomy. That means you have certain things to speak, and that you must speak. Otherwise, that can create a hazard in your mental functioning, and you may be under stress. Reality perception, that's a very important aspect. You understand what is what, and then only you behave, you react. And the self-actualization is very, very important for creativity. And important of good mental health, worthwhile meaning of life, you will understand self-respect and love, loving relationship, with others, giving to others, regular exercise, laughter, touch, and wasting some time. You gossip, you have some time to spare your time with your friends and all that. And the touch, very important. When your father or mother put their hands on your head, a satisfaction is there. And that is the very important aspect of mental health. And mental health is also related with the regular exercise. And these are the various aspects and practice how to maintain your mental. Think clearly and effectively. Make intelligent and reasonable decisions. Solve practical everyday problems. You face it, problem, and solve it. Communicate it effectively with others. Whenever there is a question of discussions, you open your mouth, you speak what you feel, and that will help you in making understanding with the others. Develop and maintain good positive relation with others. Love and be loved. You must love somebody. Not necessarily, you can love a very young boy or girl. And if it is there, you will get also love from others. Separate emotions, clear rationale. Objectively separate emotion. Whenever we are taking decision, we have certain emotions, but try to separate them. And rational thinking and rules should be followed. You must have some spare time to gossip, adda. That is very important also for maintaining good mental health. Your mental health depends on your unique combination of heredity, brain, hormones, stresses, and physical health. To build your self-esteem, it is vital that you balance the positive and negative feeling you have about yourself, accepting occasional bad feelings and promoting good feeling. Become the masters of stress and not its victims. That should be your objective. And accordingly, you do physical activity, keep your mental health, physical health effectively, and enjoy your life. The next part, on the third part, which we will discuss about the new concept, principal was talking about this wellness. This is a new concept, not very new, but even then, wellness is equally important, equally considered as the health and fitness. What is that? What is wellness? Things you need to do to stay healthy. Avoid getting sick. Make wise decisions about your health. Replace bad habits with good ones. Make wellness a way of life. That is very important. And I will, in the next few slides, I will discuss about it. Hello?
अच्छा.
Wellness is the optimum health and vitality. If you ask somebody, how are you? And most of the people will answer in a negative way. Hey, it's okay. Chole jaচ্ছে. Motamoti, that is the generally answer in Bengali. But very rarely you will find a person says, yes, I'm fine. Very rarely will come, because very few people are really from the heart, from the core of his heart or her heart, is very fine, enjoying his life. That is the optimum health and vitality. That vitality which will carry you to do something beyond yourself, to do something for others. And there are various dimensions of wellness: physical wellness, emotional wellness, intellectual wellness, spiritual wellness, interpersonal, social wellness, environmental wellness. All are working together to maintain you healthy and active. That is the concept of wellness. And wellness is a continuum, that is sometimes it may go down, say for example, low level of wellness, and sometimes it go up high level of wellness, is depending on your physical, mental and emotional symptoms. If you are very sad and under stress, that obviously your wellness continuum will be in the negative side, or the low level. You may be malaise, or you may be very vital, very meaningful life, your high level of wellness, when you mingle up towards and achieve something in a better way. That is the positive aspect. So, but this is a continuum process. Not always everybody will be in a high level of wellness. There may be a change. Suppose during this present situation, in the pandemic situation, many people have lost their job. So do you think their well-being will be good? No. There will be low level of wellness. So this way, but people must feel that if you active, I will be in an optimum level of health and fitness. It's a dynamic state. Why is an important issue in your life? A focus on wellness helps you prevent illness and disease. Reduce medical bills, because you need not go to the doctors or medical shops for medicine. Reduce medical bills. Then feel more energetic. If you feel it, then you can do many things. Even as I have mentioned, do something beyond self. Look better. That is a very important. Everybody desire to have it. And live a longer, happier life. That is the part of this. This is the reason why it is so important in our life. And 6 basic requirements for a healthy life, that is proper nutrition, regular physical activity. I repeat several times, I have already and I will do it. Regular physical activity, that is very, very important for healthy lifestyle. Enough rest, it should be. That is, it is divided into 8 hours duration. 8 hours you must have rest, 8 hours your occupational activity, and 8 hours non-occupational activity. That means household work or whatever you want to go to market, you want to have some recreation, play, all that. That is the your 8 hours non-occupational activity. And that way you require rest also. Preventive healthcare, positive attitude and sense of balance. Behaviors that contribute to wellness: be physically active, choose a healthy diet, maintain a healthy body weight, manage stress effectively. I have discussed this thing. Therefore, wellness is very much related with the stress. Avoid tobacco and drug use and limit alcohol consumption. Protect yourself from disease and injury. This is just to show you the increased risk of obesity and diabetes, and see more time of watching TV, hours of week past setting, and the relative risk is increasing. If you have more time you spend for inactively before the TV, your risk of diabetes and risk of obesity will be much more. Then cigarette smoking, increasing risk of lung cancer, that everybody are well aware. And smoke, if you ex-smokers, even there is a possibility, is a men and women, and even smoke say less than 15 and 15 per day, then the chances of cancer will be like this. And another thing is the change in the diet, and we have changed with less vegetables and fruits, and many in Bengali family particularly, you see more we spend on the fish or egg or meat, all that, but less on the vegetables and fruits. So that is a very much related with the different type of, particularly the heart disease. To avoid this, better to change your life, food habits to green leafy vegetables, and fruits should be much more what you are practicing nowadays, and less in fat, less in protein. That is, of course, percentage is there. That is a separate discussions. Around for 12% protein of your diet should be from 12%, and 25 to 30% fat, and more rest is on the carbohydrate or the cereal that I have shown you first. The sleep is very important for your maintaining wellness. Go to bed and wake up at the same time. Create an atmosphere that helps you sleep. Somebody may have a book to read before sleeping, or some music. Watch what you eat and drink before bed, that you follow the same pattern. Get treatment for persistent problem. If you have then persistent problem, you should follow a routine. That is the most important thing. And use sleeping pills only when prescribed by physicians, and don't take pill for your sleep. And that is not a good sign of your good health. Preventive health care, that is a very important. General physical examination. See, we do blood pressure and all that, but we don't care about eye. That should be after the age of 30. It should be a practice that after 1 year, once in a year at least, check your eye. Then your dental care must be there. Then hearing care. These are the health care for the general body. And then you require a balance, attitude and balance. You have your family, you have your workplace, and you have your the food and diet. And so this requires a balance, perfect balance. Maintain a positive attitude. A well-balanced life promotes wellness. Balance work, family, social life, and your individual needs. So it should be balanced. Smoking, I don't like to waste my time. Everybody is aware, but then even then, many of people cannot. There are diseases, but we cannot just avoid. Many of us, millions have quit smoking, and we can, if we try, we can avoid this. And because this is one which invite many diseases, and that is a part of wellness. Similarly, alcohol and drugs. Though this is alcohol nowadays, many people are using, but it's better use it when in moderation. Follow doctor's order when taking prescription medications. Be careful with over-the-counter drugs. In India or in many countries, you go to the medicine shop and get a medicine. Change the habit. You ask the doctor that whether you want to have this medicine today, or better avoid as much drugs as possible. Over-the-counter drugs means as antacid, that Calpol, and for common fever and all that substances. Even antibiotics are being available here over the counter. So better to avoid this. So choose not to use illegal drugs. That is a very important aspect. Especially the youngsters must avoid this. Heart disease, that is one problem. Everybody must know whether there is a family history. Eat foods low in cholesterol and fat. Exercise and maintain a healthy body weight. And don't smoke and use alcohol in moderation. Get regular checkups. If you have a history of heart disease, then high blood pressure, reduce sodium intake, maintain healthy diet, exercise regularly, limit caffeine and alcohol consumption, don't smoke. Get your blood pressure checked regularly. This is one aspect for to keep your healthy, not only healthy, but I mean that healthy and wellness. That is very important. The cancer, many advices are there, so better you must know what to do, what not to do. So that should be avoided. Tobacco, for example. Similarly, you use vegetables more, exercise regularly. At least one cancer, colon cancer, can be avoided if you do regular exercises. And this regular checkup is also important to understand what's the problem. If you have, you discuss. Then stress, already I have discussed, so I'm avoiding this. Depression is a very problem, particularly during the pandemic. Many people are under the depression. Symptoms of depression include persistent sad, anxious, and or empty mood, feeling of hopelessness or pessimism, then feeling of guilt, worthlessness or helplessness, loss of interest or pleasure in life, less energy, difficulty concentrating, and changes in sleeping and eating patterns. So these are the symptoms. If you have any, for any reason, for health reason, for the family problem or any reasons, if you are under depression, you find it, you discuss it, you consult with the appropriate person. Then, diabetes is another problem.
Please mute everybody, please mute.
Diabetes is a present day, a lot of people are suffering from diabetes, and therefore they are not using sugar in their tea. That is a symptoms which we are locally or even in the national level I have observed. Many people have left using sugar, but this is diabetes is almost a pandemic now. So for this also, you can control this by regular exercise and also your eating habits. That is nutritious food, but which is less carbohydrate, less calorie food should be considered for maintaining diabetes. That is a problem. Then back injury is a regular problem, which is mainly due to bending too far forward, backward without proper support. These are the problems. But if you are really fit and healthy, you will have a less chance of back injury. Poor sitting habit also is important. Exercise regularly to gain strength and flexibility. Lift with your legs, not your back. That what should be the ideal process of lifting a suitcase or anything else. With your legs means you should not bend totally to lift it. Rather, you just flex your legs from the knee and then get it up with the bucket or whatever may be the item, suitcase or any weight. When you carry, you must be very careful. Maintain a healthy weight, avoid overreaching, twisting or sudden moves. Support your back when you are working. That is a prevention. And as I mentioned earlier, if your life expectancy is 77.4 years, then your impaired life will be around 11.6 years, 6 years, and healthy life 65.8 years. So this is the general pattern nowadays. So you cannot avoid it, but better it should be less as possible. And then that is the target behavior pattern. Reaching wellness through lifestyle management, that is very important, which is the motto of our today's discussion. Examine your current health habits, choose a target behavior and isolated behavior selected as the object for a behavior change program. Obtain information about your target behavior, find outside help if needed, means consultation with the experienced and also the technical person, maybe a physician or a physical educationist. Being fit and well for life, first attempts may only improve the planning stage, involve the planning stage. Need to develop certain skills. Do not expect to master everything quickly and with ease. So you must be fit and well-being. If you want to get the wellness, then you should start and with the appropriate planning. Healthy life means exercise regularly, eat healthy, drink plenty of water, and reduce stress. Health is a state of body. Wellness is a state of being. So both we require. We require the health as well as our wellness. And I will finish it up with a few more slides. And these are the few saying I will show you now. I have at least 10 more minutes I will spend. Physical activity is something you do. Physical fitness is something you acquire, that you must acquire. That is a characteristic or an attribute one can achieve by being physically active. And exercise is structured and tends to have fitness as its goal. Perhaps you are all aware that 13.5 million people have coronary heart disease every year. 1.5 million people suffer from a heart attack in a given year. 250,000 people suffer from hip fractures each year. 60 million people are overweight. 50 million people have high blood pressure. That is WHO report. And do you know childhood obesity? Childhood obesity, has reached epidemic proportions in most parts of the world. In India, there are two types. You will find that children with obese children, and you will find the skinny children, or those don't have much food. Children are eating more and exercising less. That is the present situation. Time spent watching television or using computers. This lack, coupled with poor dietary habits, has led to significant increase in the number of children with type 2 diabetes and predisposition to hypertension, coronary artery disease, and others. And a lot of children you will find nowadays suffering from type 2 diabetes. At the age of 17, 18, they are suffering because change in the lifestyle. What his father and what his grandfather was used to eat, it has changed many. A lot of changes has occurred in the lifestyle pattern, in the exercising, not only exercise, the physically active work, no work is there, and a lot of food, and that too high caloric food. And that is the reasons why children obesity is there. So all of this can be prevented by regular physical activity, maintaining a good thing for life, taking action, preparing for action, and think from today. Now, this is just a few slides which I will share with you what the USA National Association, they has advised for. High quality daily physical education. Regular appropriate physical activity can contribute to good health and enhance the quality of life for people of all ages. Therefore, physical activity should start at an early age. And daily physical education or physical activity can reach 50 million children and youth and help them learn the skills, knowledge, and values necessary to incorporate physical activity into their lifestyle. Unless you start at early, it will not be incorporated in the lifestyle. So that is very important, to incorporate physical activity with the lifestyle. Has been encouraged for all students since 1987. Kindergarten to 12 with the National Physical Education Resolution. The National Association for Sport and Physical Education, they provide evidence of its effectiveness through assessment of outcomes, provides only opportunities for the development of skills and fitness, fosters an understanding of why, when, and how physical activity can be incorporated into one's lifestyle. This is also an advice from the program that is accommodates the needs and development levels of all students, promotes the development of skills for participation beyond the school years, and health-related benefits of physical activity, that is focus of acquisition. And they advise lifespan involvement, expansion of physical education, sport programs and services to new settings and population, increased recognition that regular and appropriate physical activity can make a vital contribution to the health throughout the lives of all people. Now, these are just, I am skipping few more slides for time management. And this is high quality daily physical activity. They said that therefore physical activity should start at an early age. I've mentioned, Now, I'll finish it up with the present situation. We are under lockdown. People are forced to stay at home. No way but to adapt, fight, and find new avenue to keep fit. Consequence of stay at home, what is happening at the present situation? Inactive lifestyle may affect physical health, immune system, aggravate existing diseases. Active participation in physical activity may help to overcome the consequence of stay at home. To remain active at home, you can have some certain stretching exercises, yoga and meditation, dance, stationary bike or rowing ergometer if it is possible. You can have bicycling also, that is very important. Training, lightweight training or bodyweight training, active video games that is now available in internet, various forms of physical activity that are available, and heart rate to increase, that is resting heart rate plus 60 to 70% of resting heart rate. That means around 120, 130 heart rate should be increased through your physical activity, then you will remain active for some time. Then this is the advice of the WHO also, that exercise is essential for well-being during COVID-19 pandemic. Exercise boosts the immune system, may prevent weight gain and reduce stress and anxiety. That is a very, very critical problem during pandemic. People are stressed and they are anxious, and exercise improve your sleep pattern. WHO has recommended that during this pandemic, when people are forced to stay at home, so they, to remain fit and active, 16 to 17 years, moderate to vigorous physical activity, 60 minutes per day. That is the advice. For adults and elderly, 75 minutes per week, vigorous or vigorous physical activity 3 days per week, or 150 minutes per week of moderate physical activity 2 days per week. That is upon depending on the capacity of the individual. Physical activity and childhood is a natural relation. So unless you have that habit of participating in such activity, you won't get the many outcomes of physical activity. And this is not only for the children, physical activity for all people, senior citizens. It is a picture of the Boston Marathon. And I will finish with this, that health and wellness are part of a broad continuum. Health requires perfect balance between fitness and wellness. Wellness embodied a characteristic lifestyle, a mindset that personifies a positive approach to health. Wellness is a dynamic and multifaceted approach to optimum health that centers upon individuals taking responsibility for their health status. The feeling of well-being achieved by an increase in one's energy level is the bonus to the health benefits. People who exercise regularly feel good, probably due to release of an euphoric substance, beta-enkephalin, from the brain cells. Lifetime participation in physical activity may motivate the exercisers to follow a general program of health habits, such as adhering to low-fat diet, eliminating smoking, moderate alcohol, and regularly monitoring the blood pressure. As a result, it seems significantly sound to encourage everyone to exercise and achieve high level of physical fitness. And last sentence, last para, I should request you that you follow properly. It is not important to add years to life, but life to your years. You will add your years according to calendar to your life, but you should try to add life to years. The length of life was not as important a criteria of health status as the richness and fullness of life. The active lifestyle can benefit health, economy, adaptability, and survival skill. Active individuals view each moment as one to be lived. Exercise may not give one all the desired result, but it plays a very important part in keeping us healthy and active, a contributing factor to a good quality of life. Daily habits of exercise are part of one's lifestyle. An appropriate lifestyle contributes to health, and that is very important, quality of life. With this, I finish my presentation. So let's be active everywhere, everyone, everywhere, every day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We are so enriched and full of knowledge right now. You have enriched us. You have given us so much of knowledge, so much of information about health, wellness, fitness. We are so grateful to you, sir, for this wonderful lecture, this wonderful information and knowledge. So we have one question for you, sir, if you wish to take it, sir.
No problem.
Sir, the question is how do you think how much the parents are contributing in maintaining the health of the children in this pandemic, especially after 2019? Because since all the students, all the kids are now homebound, so how do you think the parents can encourage and motivate their kids to maintain health and wellness? Because these kids are the future generation. These kids are the future of the society.
See, for this question, I did not discuss many things because there are scope. But I'll tell you a story. In Russia, there was a competition in each area. Say, in our concept, it is maybe ward or para, whatever may be. So competition was for a family. Which family is the best, healthy and active family? For that, for women, for children, for elderly, all have some competition, and everyone has the possibility of accumulating certain score. Now, in 1 year, some family used to get championship, and the next year somebody else. Now, in one film, I have seen it, that in the last event, it was a 50-meter dash for 60 plus years people. And the youngsters of the family, who is only around 7-8 years, he was encouraging his grandfather, so that you should do like this, you should do not like this. If you get the first place, we will be the active one. And then the competition was held. The grandfather did not succeed. And as a consequence, the young boy, he was upset. But then his mother came up. Mother was touching his head. He said, come up and see, look at that other boy who is only 4 years. He was just trying to reach at the top on the stairs. One by one stairs, he used to get up. So what I mean that unless the family is involved, unless the guardian is involved in the physical activities, it is very difficult for the children to make it a habit. That is very important, the role of the parents.
Thank you, sir. So as we can see, as sir told us, that family plays a very important role in building the fitness and health of a child.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And also, sir, also, हाँ sir, कुछ बोल रहे हैं sir अपने?
No, it's okay. It's fine.
हाँ,
This should be. Family encouragement and family participation.
Participation is very important.
If the child sees that the mother is doing, definitely he or she also will follow.
Will be encouraged. Very, very sure. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Truly. So we request all the parents to encourage their children. Participate yourself, and the children will also follow you.
That's it.
So yes, sir. So as sir told, as sir spoke about that, don't add years to your life. It is about adding life to your years,
Yes.
the quality life. So quality matters a lot.
That's sure.
May we live short, but we should live a healthy, quality life. Thank you so much, sir. We couldn't thank you enough because by accepting our invitation, you have already given us a lot of blessings and wishes.
Sure.
Thank you so much, sir. Once again, we would love to have you again in our next webinar. Thank you, sir. Moving on to the next speaker for today, very dynamic, very eminent personality he is. Speaking about him, like Jitna bolu utna hi kam. He has been awarded with the Best Teacher Award 2019 by NCTE. He has also been a visiting professor in Poland and Germany. He is none other than Professor Dr. Rajeev Choudhury, sir. He is right now working as a professor in the Pandit Ravishankar Shukla University, Raipur, Chhattisgarh, India. Apart from that, he has always been a very active sports person. As I have known very recently, he has been participating in 7 to 8 or I think 9 inter-university wrestling, judo, whatnot. Sir, we take this privilege to welcome you here, sir. He'll be talking on the topic health, body-mind connection for rejuvenation in modern era of education. Sir, we welcome you from Nikhil Banga Shikkhan Mahavidyalaya.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are very much audible.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Eminent personality from the field of physical education and my senior Dr. Aloke Banerjee ji, former Vice Chancellor, University of Kalyani. Chief patron of this webinar, Dr. Shamal Sentra, other invited guests, organizers, friends, ladies and gentlemen. At the very outset, I would like to express my sincere thanks to the organizers for providing me an opportunity to speak in front of you. I am feeling great pleasure as I have got this opportunity. First question I would like to ask from you, whether you want to hear in English or in a Hindi or in a mixed language. I will proceed as per your interest and your request. Organizers, please. Vidya, please. In which language?
Sir, you can continue in English, and if needed, you can also add up Hindi.
Okay.
Bengali, I would expect Bengali from you. So yes, English and Hindi.
Without wasting time, I'm going to start my presentation.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Vidya, is it visible on the full screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible. You just need to keep it on the view mode, sir. Yes, sir. Slide mode.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I am directed by the organizers to speak on the title Health, Body-Mind Connections for Rejuvenation in Modern Era of Education. Ladies and gentlemen, if we see today's society, we came to know that the daily routine, food habits, and the lifestyle of the individuals has been changed. Due to this change or due to the change in daily routine, food habits, and lifestyle, people are drawing their health status, fitness level, as well as spiritual development to the brink of precipice. So, instead of giving stress on nauseous talks, we should give stress on the talks which are helpful to retrench our weaknesses. These types of programs, these types of webinars are very helpful to retrench our weaknesses. So I congratulate the organizers to organize these types of programs. For better presentation, I divided my presentation into different parts. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that we are facing COVID-19 pandemic. Before this pandemic, we were free to do any type of activity, but nowadays we are living in a protective layer. We are living in a bubble. We have to live in the protective layer. Otherwise, that will lead to disaster results. That will lead to doctors, not only doctors, we may assume that disaster results about that. I divided my presentation into different parts. First, I will talk about health and mental health. In the second part, I will discuss in detail about the thought process and mental health. What is the relationship? What is the association between our thought process and mental health? In the third part, I will discuss in detail about body-mind connections. Both body and mind cannot be separated. Third is spiritual perspectives. I will talk about the spiritual perspectives. What is the role of spirituality in proper health and mental health? Then social perspectives. I will discuss in detail about the social contribution or social perspectives that is related to health and mental health. And in the next part, in the sixth point of my presentation, I will discuss in detail about Vedic science, meditation, and well-being. What is described in the Vedic science, and we will discuss about the concept of meditation as per Vedic science and how this contribute in a well-being? I will discuss in detail about that. And in the seventh part, we are lacking in this. We all are lacking in time management. We should take care about the time management. I will discuss about few issues about time management. In the last part of my presentation, I will discuss about some suggested practices. I will demonstrate. I will give like videos of. I will demonstrate by the help of videos about suggested practices to attain optimal health, optimal mental as well as physical health. So in the first part, I will start from health. I will start from the base. Since Dr. Bindia instructed me, sir, students will attend. So I am creating a base. We know that the definition given by WHO, World Health Organization, in the year 1948, World Health Organization defined health as a health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. In this definition, the definition given by WHO in the year 1948, only three dimensions were added: physical, mental, and social. But later, WHO, World Health Organization, realized that this definition is incomplete in sense. Instead of these three dimensions, physical, mental, social, WHO included two more dimensions which are required for optimal and positive health, and these are spiritual development as well as emotional development. So simultaneously, we have to work out on the basis of the development of all these five dimensions: physical, mental, social, spiritual, and emotional. One more definition from Sushruta Samhita, that is a part of Ayurveda, from the field of Ayurveda. Sushruta Samhita also defined health in the form of a shloka. Samadosha, Samagnisha, Samadhatu Malkriya, Prasanna Atmendriya Mana, Swastha Itte Vidiyate. As per the definition of Sushruta Samhita, this definition is completely on the different types of balances. If balance is there in the body, that leads to nature, prakriti. Otherwise, that will lead to vikrati, that is known as defect. So for prakriti, to maintain the prakriti in our body, to maintain the optimal prakriti, optimal nature of our body, we have to maintain different types of balances. First one is samadosha. Sama means a balanced state. Samadosha means our body has three different types of defects. Vata, Pitta, Kapha. There should be a balance between these three. Samagnisha, we know that the heat is produced by our largest gland. The body temperature is regulated by our largest gland, that is liver. In case of the heat more than required, the digestion or our nature will become acidic. On the other hand, in in another extreme, that will lead to sluggish digestion. Samadhatu, next part, third part of the definition is samadhatu. Samadhatu means our body has different elements: ras, rakta, mas, majja, etc., etc. There should be balance between these. And malkriya, our excretory system, should work at optimal level. Passing of stool should be proper, passing of urine, passing of sweat. These should work at optimal level. Prasanna Atmendriyaman, our indriya should be satisfied, our mind should be satisfied. This is the symptom of good health. So we should take care about the different types of balances. Now, out of all five dimensions, since in this COVID-19 pandemic, several individuals are facing different types of mental problems. So out of all five dimensions, physical, mental, social, spiritual, and emotional, I will give stress on mental health. Since we are facing this issue, mental health it's more than the absence of mental disorder. In the absence of mental disorder, any individual cannot be considered an individual having good mental health. So what does it mean? It is the ability to think, ability to learn, ability to understand. Then the question arises, what we have to think, what we have to learn, and what we have to understand. It means we have to think, learn, and understand about one's emotions as well as reactions of others. So, as per the definition given by the eminent scholars from the field of health sciences, It is the ability to think, learn, and understand one's emotions and reactions of others. It is also a balanced state. Different types of balances are required. Then the question arises, what type of balance is required to attain the optimal mental health? The balance is the balance between self and the environment. Without maintaining or without attaining the balance between self and environment, no one can think about the positive mental health. There are several factors which play a vital role in maintaining, in producing this balance. These are interrelated factors, and these factors are physical, psychological, social, cultural, as well as spiritual factors. There are some symptoms. By seeing these symptoms, yes, we can identify whether we are having a proper mental health or not. And these symptoms are, if the individual is eating too much, that is a symptom of improper mental health. Next one may be sleeping too much. Reverse, that is eating too little as well as sleeping too little. These both are also the symptoms of improper mental health. Having low or having no energy, if we are not feeling energetic, if we are not feeling rejuvenate, in that case, yes, maybe chances of improper mental health. Next one is, if we are suffering from unexplained pain, with the unidentified pain, there is no cause behind that, but we are facing the pain, that may be a symptom. And if we are feeling helpless, feeling hopeless also, if we are confused, as well as forgetfulness is also symptom of improper mental health. If we become angry on small issues, that is also considered as improper mental health symptom. If we become upset, if we are worried, and if we are scared, if we have unhealthy relations with all the family members, not only with the family members, with friends also, that's also a symptom. And we have the mood swings and unable to stop the wandering mind. It is very essential to stop the wandering mind to attain the proper mental health. Without stopping the mind, we will not be able to attain the proper mental health. This is the most important symptom, that thinking or harming yourselves. If any individual is suffering from improper mental health, he may think to harm others, not only to harm others, but he or she may think about harming himself or herself also. So, or the last symptom that is listed here, it is not possible to list all the symptoms related to improper mental health. I listed only few. Inability to perform daily tasks. We all are from academic pursuits, and we have responsibilities towards the academic pursuits. If we are unable to carry out our daily task in a proper way, that is also a symptom of improper mental health. So, ladies and gentlemen, after discussing the symptoms of improper mental health, I will proceed to the second part, that is practical in nature, that is the thought process and mental health. What is the relationship between our thought process and our mental health? To explain this, I have taken an example from an article, and the article was with the heading, with the title, Changing and Challenging Stress-Producing Thinking. And this article was written by Felicity E. Miller in the year 2001. And this article is indexed in PubMed as well as PubMed Central. And we know that this is a reputed indexing in the field of medical sciences. So in this article, in this paper, one example was given. I am going to present only one example from this article. That article is based on, a patient had a severe adverse reaction to the medication prescribed by the doctor. A patient suffered from a disease, approached doctor, and doctor gave him medicine, and the patient had a severe adverse reaction to the medication. And what was the result? The doctor was flooded with the thoughts. So here I will discuss about two different examples. First example is based on stress producing thought process. How stress is produced. I will discuss in detail about this process. See this diagram. See this diagram, this picture, this image from top to bottom. One by one, step by step, we will discuss. there was an assumption of the doctor. Example is same, that is, the doctor gave the treatment and there were adverse effect of the treatment. And the assumption of the thinking of the doctor was, I must be perfect all the times. I am complete. I am ultimate. I cannot do any error. That was the assumption of that particular doctor. And the doctor committed an error. There were adverse effects of the treatment. So then I should have known. Why? Then escalation takes place. I will be sued. I am incompetent. These types of thoughts doctor faced. I am incompetent. I will be sued. And after that, the feeling started. That is, the doctor was full of shame and faced headache and start taking alcohol. And the doctor blamed avoidance. And the physical symptoms appeared. This is an example of stress-producing thought process. Okay, how this thought process takes place, and the behavior also changed. Same situation, in the same situation, I will discuss about the second type of thought process, the process which is based on realistically evaluating thought process. Situation is same, but please see this image from bottom to top. In the previous image, we started from top to bottom. Here, we will discuss from bottom to top. But in this case, there is a healthy assumption of the doctor. But there, in that stress-producing thought process, the assumption was, I cannot commit any mistake. I am ultimate. But here, assumption is, I am not perfect. I will sometimes make error. Not me only. No one is perfect in this universe. Any individual, every individual can commit the errors. This was the assumption of, this was the healthy assumption of this particular doctor. The doctor committed an error. There were adverse effects of the treatment given to the patient, and the doctor become uncomfortable. I am uncomfortable, but that doesn't mean I am incompetent, since every individual can commit the mistakes. Then feelings started, the senses heightened. In that case, the physical symptoms appeared, but doctor focused and behavior changed, and the doctor the doctor learned from the mistakes and took support from the colleagues. On the basis of these two hypothetical examples, what we can conclude? We can conclude that negative thoughts can deteriorate person's mental health. Not only mental health, this deteriorate our physical health also, and cumulatively damaging professional relationships also. Not only professional relationships that have an effect on our personal relationships, the relationship between husband, wife, with children, and our decisions are also affected by we cannot take appropriate decisions. And the main effect of these types of that stress-producing thought process or the negative thought process that have a significant impact on our behavior changed. So we should discuss about, we have discussed about two hypothetical examples. One is based on stress-producing thought process, and second one is based on evaluating thought process. Now, in the third part of my presentation, I will discuss in detail about the body-mind connections. As I have said earlier also, both cannot be separated. Our body-mind has two different types of connections. One is automatic, we cannot control, and these automatic connections have two different directions, two different ways, two different paths. One starts from mind to body, and the starts from body to mind. And second type of connection is deliberate. So for relaxation purposes, or to eliminate stress, or for rejuvenation, or to become energetic, we deliberately try to establish the relationship between our body and mind. And this may be of two types. First one is deliberated mind-body expression, and second one is deliberated body-mind expression. So in conclusion, we can say that there are four different type of connections in between body and mind. First one is automatic, body and mind, starts from mind, acts on the body. Second one is automatic body mind. We perform something from the body, but that affect our mind also. That is known as automatic body mind phenomena. Third one is deliberated. Deliberately we do something we do by the help of mind, and that effect on the body, and that is deliberated body mind expressions. These are, I will discuss in detail about all these 4 types of connections in between body and mind. So we can say that body and mind cannot be separated. Let us start with the first, that is automatic mind body phenomena. I have listed few examples. Crying, this is an example of automatic mind body phenomena. Crying, that starts from our mind and that affect our body. Also laughing, our facial expressions, our body language, something happens in our mind that is expressed by our body. Next is our emotions, our cognitive ability also. Hypochondria. Hypochondria means the individual feel that I am suffering from a disease that starts from our mind but affect the body if that remains for a longer duration. And the psychosomatic disease that starts from the mind and affect our body. Next one is placebo effect. That's an example of automatic mind body phenomena. Out of 4 phenomena, out of 4 types of connections, I have discussed in detail about one, that is automatic mind body phenomena. Next one is automatic body mind, starts from the body that affect our mind. What type of activities? Only 2 types of activities, physical pain and physical pleasure. These are the example of automatic body mind phenomena. In physical pain, heat, cold, internal pain, internal organ pain or joint pain. These are the example of physical pain, and that comes under the category of automatic body mind phenomena. Second one is physical pleasure, and the examples of physical pleasure are food. We take food physically, but if we eat good food, our mind refreshes. Bath is an example of this. Is an important example from the category of automatic body mind phenomena. We take bath from our body that refreshes our mind. And sex is also example of the automatic body mind phenomena. If something happens by the body, affect our mind. Third one is deliberated mind body expression. In deliberated, now I will give stress on this part. In the third part, deliberated body mind phenomenon expression. In this COVID-19 pandemic, since we have several problems related to our mind, so we should have the idea about the deliberated mind body phenomena, what we should practice by our mind that have an effect on our body. Examples are mind body practices and acting in mind body practices. Imagery practices. We all are familiar in the field of physical education. Without physical movements, without any motor action, we assume in our mind about a physical activity that comes under the category of imagery practices. Autogenic practices also. Meditation, that is the important part. I will discuss in detail. And the biofeedback. Individual try to control the involuntary muscles. Next one is acting. And last part, that is the out of all the 4 types of connections. Now I'm going to present about the 4th type of connection, that is a deliberated body mind phenomena in this respiratory practices. In the field of yoga, pranayama, we inhale, we retain the breath, and we exhale. That is an example of the respiratory practices that comes under the category of body mind phenomena. It's something we perform the body, but that has a significant effect on our mind. Next one is physical exercises, maybe running, jumping, climbing, weight training, fertility training, different type of training programs, as well as yoga asanas, different type of postures, standing postures, prone lying postures, supine lying postures, different types of mudras. Next one is progressive relaxation techniques. This is also an example of deliberated body mind phenomena. So now we should have an idea about some spiritual perspectives that play a vital role in rejuvenation, or we can say that we can rejuvenate ourselves about that. To understand this whole phenomena, we should have an idea about the nadis. Without understanding the meaning of nadis, we will not be able to understand the spiritual significance in our rejuvenation process, how our rejuvenation takes place. For that, we should have an idea about the nadis. As per yogic concepts, in our body, we have 72,000 nadis. Then the question arises, what do you mean by nadis? Nadis are micro vessels where the prana flows. Out of 72,000 nadis, as per yogic concept, 3 are main. First one is Ida, that is our left nostril. This nadi has cold effect, and coldness is shown by moon. Due to this cold effect, its cold effect, this nadi is known as moon nadi. Ladies and gentlemen, this nadi is responsible for the functioning of our excretory system, passing of urine, passing of sweat, passing of stool. That is controlled by our excretory system, is controlled by our Ida nadi. When any disturbance takes place in our excretory system, we approach the doctor, we take antibiotic, but we do not rectify the root cause, that is the defect of Ida nadi. Second nadi is Pingala nadi. Pingala nadi is our right nostril, and this has warm effect. Due to its warm effect, this nadi is known as Surya nadi, sun nadi, sun microvessel. And this nadi is responsible for the functioning of 2 major systems of our body, and these major systems are circulatory system and respiratory system. All these 3 systems, one is controlled by Ida nadi, that is excretory system, and 2 are controlled by Pingala nadi, that is circulatory system and respiratory system. To attain optimal health, to attain the optimal functioning of all body systems, the balance between Ida and Pingala nadi is required. That takes place by the help of third nadi, third main microvessel, that is known as the Sushma nadi. This is the junction between these 2, and we can say that, see this picture, in this Sushma nadi is in between, that crosses our chakras. Then the question arises, after understanding the concept of nadis, one more question arises in our mind. What do you mean by chakras? Chakras are our energy centers. Different types of energies is produced in our body, and these energy centers are known as chakras. From bottom to top, these chakras are known as Mooladhar, Swadhisthana, Manipur, Anahat, Vishuddhi, Agya, and Sahasrara. These are 7 energy centers. Means 7 different types of energies are produced in our body, and by the help of nadis, by the help of micro vessels, this energy spread in our body. If you want to know in the language of anatomy, that Mooladhara chakra is situated at our opening of anus, or we can say that our supraanal gland. The second chakra is Swadhisthana chakra, that is situated at our sexual organs, or we can say that our gonads. Next is Manipur chakra, that is situated in nabi, stomach or pancreas. Next is Anahat chakra, situated at our chest region or heart. Next is Vishuddhi chakra, that is situated at our neck region or thyroid gland. Agya chakra, that is situated in between our eyebrows or in between our pituitary, at our master gland, that is known as pituitary gland. And the last chakra, that is situated at our vertex, that is top of head or pineal gland. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are discussing about how to become rejuvenate in this COVID-19 pandemic, not only in COVID-19 pandemic, at any stage. For that, the balance is required in between Ida and Pingala nadi. We have discussed about the Ida and Pingala, and this balance takes place by the help of third nadi, that is known as Sushmana. And this Sushmana nadi, that passes all energy centers, and this takes place by the help of the Kundalini activation. The third term, after discussing the meaning about nadi chakra, the third word is in front of us, that is Kundalini. Kundalini is a spiritual energy. We all are born with this energy, but this is hidden in nature. We can activate, and we can become energetic, as well as we may rejuvenate ourselves by activating this spiritual power. This spiritual power is known as Kundalini. If we compare this Kundalini with the physical shape, physical body, this is this is type a rope having 3.5 rounds. Each round has a specification. The first round is responsible or shows or denotes Sattva. Second round denotes Rajas, and the third round denotes Tamas. The individual in which the Sattva dominate, the individual is full of purity and enlightenment. And if the Rajas dominate, the individual will be full of vasanas and kriyas. If the Tamas dominate, the individual will be full of jadta and andhakar. The individual will be dull-minded. Ladies and gentlemen, we all have all these three universal modes. We have Sattva also, we have Rajas also, if we have Tamas also, but the proportion may be different from one individual to another individual due to individual difference. If the individual is dominating in Sattva, he or she will be considered as having good sanskaras. If the Rajas and Tamas is dominated in an individual, he or she will be considered as not having sanskaras. But here, our purpose is to understand the concept of how to activate Kundalini, and means for rejuvenation. This takes place by maintaining the balance between Ida and Pingala Nadi by the help of Sushmana Nadi. And in activated state, this spiritual energy, this Kundalini, lies at our Mooladhara Chakra, means at the opening of anus on sacral bone. That is the last part of our spinal cord. After activation, the Kundalini reaches Sahasrara by crossing all the chakras, Mooladhara to Swadhisthana, Manipur, Anahat, Vishuddhi, Agya and Sahasrara, and reaches at pineal gland, and we feel energetic, we rejuvenate ourselves. Or in the simple words, we can say that the individual leads to self-realization. But the most appropriate sentence is the expansion of consciousness takes place. As per psychological concept, there are three states of mind: conscious mind, unconscious mind, and subconscious mind. But as per yogic literature, there is fourth state of mind also, that is superconscious mind. We all are at present, we all are in conscious mind. It means we are familiar about the surroundings, but in all of us, only conscious mind is activated, but we can improve the functioning of subconscious mind as well as unconscious mind by activating this spiritual energy that is known as Kundalini by different means and methods. Maybe meditation, maybe different other types of practices also. So meditation is the simplest way to activate this spiritual energy for rejuvenation purposes. And we should not be surprised after hearing the word this Kundalini or spiritual energy, after hearing the word sacral bone. This concept was present in Hippocrates also in 400 BC. This bone was known as holy bone at the time, and this was known by the name of Hierostone. And this concept was there in Roman people also, that was known by the help of sacred bone. And at the time of Hippocrates, at the time of Roman people, there was a suspense. Why this bone is known as holy bone? Some discussed, since this bone, this sacral bone, this sacrum protects our genital organs, due to this reason that may be considered as a holy bone. Some gave their views, since this bone is responsible for some religious practices, maybe the reason, but the final decision was taken by the eminent scholars that since this bone is responsible for our rebirth as per yogic literature, so this bone is known as holy bone. This concept was present in each and every religion, in Christians, in Hindus, in Muslims. I have quoted one example from Muslims, that is in the literature Hadith, Abu Huraira. This bone cannot be destroyed. Allah will create a new body by the help of this bone. The meaning may be different, the expression may be different, but this concept is present in different religions also. And in Indian iconography, this is present. And I have taken this example, this from a journal of American Medical Association, and the article was written by Oscar Sugar in the year 1942, and the example of Hadith, that is written by Abu Huraira, I have taken from the Hadith that was published in the year 1991. So we should not be surprised after hearing the word about this bone is known as holy bone. So the concept is available in different religions also. So concept of body layers, ladies and gentlemen, we spend our most of the times to glorify only one layer of the body. But especially in this modern and knowledge era, in this education era, we are living in this education and modern knowledge era, we should take care about the strengthening of remaining layers also. So our body has three different layers. First one is our physical body. Physical body means the birth takes place, the development takes place, then the stagnation takes place, then the deterioration takes place, and at last death takes place. Particularly in the field of physical education and sports sciences, we different we do different types of practices. We do weight training, aerobics, and yogic practices, running, jumping, different. We do different types of activities only to glorify our physical body. But we should take care about strengthening of remaining two layers also. And these two layers are, next layer is astral body. This second part, the middle layer, has three different subparts, that is pranic shat, mental shat, and intellectual shat. And this astral body is connected to the physical body with the subtle thread. When the thread is cut, that departs the body. And this has three sub layers. Pranic shat, this control our sensory organs. We feel, we experience heat, cold, hunger, thirst. We experience this by the help of pranic shat. Next one is mental shat. Mental shat is responsible for our day-to-day activities. We perform our day-to-day activities under the direction of our mental shat. But the main important part is we experience thought, doubt, exhilaration, depression, delusion due to this mental shat. So in this modern and knowledge era, the strengthening of our mental shat is very important. So we should adopt different means and methods, different practices to strengthen our mental shat. Since this mental shat is responsible to perform our day-to-day activities, as well as we experience thought, doubt, exhilaration, depression, delusion by the help of this mental shat. Next, third subpart of our astral body is intellectual shat. And this intellectual shat direct the mental shat. That control and guide our mind. Our mind work under the guidance or direction of intellectual shat. And the discrimination takes place in this. How the decision making takes place in this. Our decision, what type of decisions we take in our life, may be good or may be bad. That depends on the strengthening of our intellectual shat. But our ego resides in this. And the third shat. So my purpose to show this is, we should, instead of taking only care of our physical body, we should take care about the strengthening of remaining layers also, especially our mental shat and intellectual shat. We should adopt different types of practices which are responsible for developing, which are responsible for strengthening our mental shat as well as intellectual shat. Next one is causal body. Third main layer is causal body. Causal body means that is the seed body. That is the blueprint of the plant, and it will produce the stores. That our development depends on our storages. Our storages means our seed. What type of seed we are having? These are the subtle impressions in the form of our karmas. We do different types of karmas. And these karmas are stored in the form of a seed in the depth of our unconscious mind. So our development depends on our seed. So we should take care about the proper seed also. And these control the formation of remaining two bodies, remaining two layers. It means, it is the very important point. The development of our physical body also depends on our causal body. The development of our astral body also depends on our causal body. So that is the root, that is the seed. And next part is the social perspectives. There is a need in the present knowledge era, in present modern era, in present educational era. Key social perspectives. If I ask about the developing relations, if I ask different type of questions, how the relation takes place, if I ask a question from you, is friendship possible between the two persons who speak more? There are two persons speak more. Is it possible to develop relations between these two? No, very difficult. Is friendship possible between the two persons who speak less? very difficult. And the third question is friendship possible between the two persons where one speak less and one speak more? Yes, same as physics principle, opposite poles attract each other. So our relationship depends on our nature. If our nature is good, we will be a successful individual in the society. Otherwise, we will not be a successful individual in the society. So what does it mean? What do you mean by nature? Nature is nothing. Nature is our fundamental behavior. So we should modify our fundamental behavior. We should take care about fundamental behavior. So this as per the psychological concept, this fundamental behavior consists of three traits. First one is inclusion. In Hindi we call it samavesh, inclusion. Second one is control. In Hindi we call it niyantran. Third one is affection. Affection means snehe. In Hindi we call it snehe. All these three, inclusion, control and affection, samavesh, niyantran or snehe, all these three are present in two different forms. One is expressed. In Hindi we call it abhivyakt kiya gaya. The second one is wanted, apekshit, what we require from another individual. So we have 6 different traits that form our fundamental behavior, and these are expressed inclusion, expressed control, expressed affection, wanted inclusion, wanted control, and wanted affection. I will discuss in detail about all these three. Suppose Bindya is sitting in the staff room, want to take a tea in the canteen, and Bindya, without informing an individual, and reached canteen and took the tea, and again reached the staff room without informing any individual. If Bindya's friend wanted inclusion is 0%, in that case, her first reaction will be acceptable for her. Otherwise, if she is having 100%, in that case, she will not like. It means the same incident may be liked by some individual, same incident may not be liked by another individual. So, what will be the solution? The solution is we have to adjust our wanted inclusion as per the expressed inclusion of the another individual. Same as control, every individual is born with the control that ranges from 0 to 100%. We have to adjust our wanted control as per the expressed control of another individual, and all the individuals are born with the affection also. We all have affection, we all have snehe, but maybe different way to express. So we have to adjust our wanted affection as per the expressed affection of any other individual. Without adjustment, it will not be possible for us to maintain good relations in this society, to maintain the healthy relations in this society. Next part is Vedic science, meditation and well-being. That is the second last part of my presentation. That is very important in Vedic science. To truly understand the meditation, one has to understand how human being is viewed in Vedic sciences. I have taken this from an article written by Hari Sharma. In the title of the article was Meditation Process and Effects, and that was published in an international journal of quarterly research in India, and that is indexed in NCBI, National Council of Biotechnological Information. So to understand this concept, we should have an idea how our human being is viewed in the Vedic science. In Vedic science, human being consists of 3 aspects. We all have 3 different aspects, and with their associated functioning. And these aspects are physical body. I have discussed about the physical body in the body layers. Second one is the important inner faculty. Inner faculty means the working consciousness. And the third one is deep inner self. Deep inner self. That is pure consciousness. I will discuss in very brief about all these three faculties, three aspects of our life, that is physical body, inner faculty, and deep inner faculty. Out of all these three, we have discussed in detail about the physical body, that is birth takes place, development takes place, stagnation takes place, deterioration takes place, and death takes place. Now, what about the inner faculty? The inner faculty is the working consciousness, and this working consciousness is consistently changing, sometime here, sometime there. It means in this we cannot stop the wandering mind, and this consists of four subparts. First one is mind. What our mind do? This processes sensory perceptions, and has the quality of duality. Everywhere there is a duality. It means in the form of pairs, in the form of opposites, pleasure then pain also, good then bad also, hot then cold also. It is present in the duality, in the pairs, in opposites. Second is intellect. What our intellect do? That analyzes. The discrimination takes place. This decides, this judges what is right, what is wrong. The decision making takes place in this subpart that is known as intellect, as per Vedic sciences. Next is our ego. What does it mean? Ego means that is doer and experiencer. And the last one is our chitta. Chitta means same as hard disk of a computer. That is a storehouse. That is the entirety of human mind. Everything that is stored in our mind, that is known as our chitta. Our all memories, our all impressions of life stored in this. And even we do not have the idea about this storage. The third part, that is deep inner self, that is known as the pure consciousness. Pure consciousness, this is non-changing. But the working consciousness was changing. But this is non-changing pure consciousness, which has a quality of unity and witnesses the activity of inner faculty. The activity of inner faculty, that is working consciousness. And the deep inner self is the source of all knowledge as per Vedic sciences. That is the source of all intelligence, creativity, and all natural laws that govern our existence. According to Vedic sciences, the deep inner self, I mean the third part. Again, I repeat, we have three. That is, first one is the physical body. Second one is the inner faculty, that is known as working consciousness. Third one is the pure consciousness, that is known as inner self, deep inner self. This deep inner self, that is pure consciousness. This activates the middle one, that is inner faculty, that is working consciousness, which turn activates the physical body. It means initiation starts from our inner self. Initiation starts from the deep inner self, that is the pure consciousness. And the deep feedback loop is provided. Feedback loop means the starting point. In every process, in every physiological process, in every process, there is initiation. The initiation takes place, and that takes place by the help of a feedback loop. In this process, the feedback loop is provided by the meditation. If we regularly do meditation, in which the conscious connection is made with the deep inner self directly, what happens? And this view of human being correlates with this happens in the same way that that is explained in the scientific view of DNA in our body. It means at the cellular level, the DNA creates and control all activities of our body. In the same way, our deep inner self activates and controls everything. The formation from DNA, information from DNA proceed to RNA, then to amino acids, through which proteins are formed. In the same way, by the help of this DNA feedback loop to DNA starts a new cycle to provide whatever is needed for activities of the cell. And in meditation, same as the process of DNA, same as the process that takes place at our cellular level, in the process of meditation, a feedback loop to the deep inner self provides inner peace and bliss. We feel only two, that is bliss and peace, nothing beyond that, which removes the accumulated stress, and that is the requirement of present day society. That is the requirement of this education era. That is the requirement of this knowledge era or the modern era. And this removes the accumulated stress of life and improves overall health. So meditation plays a vital role to improve our overall health. And I have explained in front of you as per the concept of Vedic sciences how this takes place. Human being routinely experience three states of consciousness. We all have that feel three states of consciousness. We remain in the waking state. We all, at present, we all are in the waking state. I am delivering lecture, you are listening. We may enter into a dream also. We may enter into a deep sleep also. In the waking state means we are familiar about the surroundings. It means when the inner faculty working consciousness is in the waking state of the consciousness, it means we are aware about the physical body and involved with the outside objective world. At present, we all are in waking state. Second one is, what do you mean by dreaming? Dreaming means in a dreaming state of consciousness, it is aware of the inner dream world, but not aware of the surroundings, not aware of the physical body. And in the third, if we enter into the deep sleep, in daily life, we sleep in the dreaming state. Only sometimes, only at few instances, we enter into the deep sleep. In the deep sleep state of consciousness, the inner faculty is not functioning at all and not aware of anything. We are not aware of anything. But in dreaming state, we are aware of the inner dream world, but not aware of the outer world. But in this deep state, we are not aware about any type of functioning. In this state, the dualities are not present, such as pleasure, pain, good, bad. This is beyond that. We do not experience these. And there is no experience of stress. No stress is there, no anxiety, no guilt, no greed, no envy, no jealousy, no anger. Then what we feel? The only experience is the state of unity, is only peace and bliss. In Hindi, shanti or khushi, nothing beyond that. This is why the deep sleep or a good night's sleep feels so good. How this takes place? As per Vedic sciences, the essence of meditation is, in meditation process, if we do meditation regularly in this modern era, in this education era, this takes the mind into the outer, from the outer realm to the objective world of the inner realm, of the inner faculty, and which includes mind. We have discussed about these four: mind, intellect, ego, and chitta. These are the storehouse of all memories and impressions of life. And finally goes beyond the outer or inner realm to reach the deep inner self. It means that this deep inner self is non-changing pure consciousness. Any individual enters in the pure consciousness and which witnesses all activity of inner faculty. And the inner faculty is working consciousness, which is consistently changing. This is the important comment. This is the important paragraph or sentence I am going to present. Going beyond the changing inner faculty to the non-changing pure consciousness provides inner peace and bliss, which removes the accumulated stress. We have discussed earlier also. This results in energizing the body, in rejuvenation and improving overall health. And in the deep sleep, the unity of deep inner self is experienced. But in the process of meditation, one experiences the unity of deep inner self, being aware, not sleeping. Usually, we enter into the deep inner peace in the sleeping state. But in meditation, during meditation, simultaneously performing meditation, we enter into the deep inner self. It means we may enter into deep, pure consciousness in waking state. And this experience of peace and bliss of unity modifies the inner faculty, working consciousness. And the Properties of deep inner self, that is the pure consciousness, begun to extend to the inner faculty. Since the deep inner self is the source of all knowledge, and that correlates with DNA at the physical level, and the benefit of this process extend to our all aspects of life. Not only that meditation have the effect on our mind, that affect our physical body also, our mind also, that control our emotions also, and the spiritual development also takes place. Due to this reason, I have presented in the previous slides, the mind and body cannot be separated. Both are intercorrelated. So, in the last part, time management, we are lacking the time management. Only few since that I will take only few minutes, 2-3 minutes I will take. We should take care about. We should always organize and write down the realistic goals. But in most of the cases, we write unrealistic goals. If we are unable to attain the goals, the stress takes place and we enter into the depression. Next one is we should develop the time framework, and we should establish the priorities for time. Since we all are from academic pursuits, we have different responsibilities, but we should establish the priorities. First, I will do this, then this. This is on the third priority, this is on the fourth priorities. Ask for help. If the responsibilities become overwhelming, we should not hesitate in asking the help, and take a break in between and sit in the comfortable position and do meditation regularly. Know where and when you can best complete a task. At every place, we are not able to complete a task in a better way. So we should think about that. We should know about that, where and when. And these are the suggested practices. And then suggested practices, Kapol Shakti Vikasak, Kapol means cheeks. That is especially in this COVID-19 pandemic, this practice removes or eliminates the stress, as well as this strengthen our lungs also. This is an example. You may see the Kapol Shakti Vikasak. In Kapol Shakti Vikasak, we close both the nostrils. We close both the nostrils by the help of thumbs, and we bring our fingers together by the help of thumb. We control, and by making a mouth in an oval shape, we inhale and we tuck the chin and maintain this position. This is Kapol Shakti Vikasak. You may maintain for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and 50 seconds. We can do that. This is a Kapol Shakti Vikasak. And tucking the chin has a very, we may enter in the trance also. In the language of the yoga, this is known as Jalandhar Bandh. Jalandhar Bandh, tucking the chin. Next practice is Bhru Madhya Drashti. Bhru means our eyebrows. Madhya means in between. We have to keep our eyeballs in between the eyebrows. This is known as Bhru Madhya Drashti. Regularly, we can practice this anywhere by sitting on the chair also. Bhru Madhya Drashti. Sit in a comfortable position and keep both the eyeballs in between the eyebrows. Bhru Madhya Drashti. Third may be Nasagra Drashti. The word Nasagra means nose tip. Nasagra means nose tip, and keeping the eyeballs on the nose tip. We may practice this also, Nasagra Drashti. We have to keep. It's very simple to perform. Anulom Vilom Pranayama. We different practices. We all are from the field of physical education and sports sciences. We do different types of motor actions or practices that may have immediate effect also, that may have delayed effect also, that may have cumulative effect also. But Anulom Vilom Pranayama has a spontaneous effect also. Simultaneously with practice, during the practice session, we may feel this is Anulom Vilom Pranayama. We should follow the sequence. We have to inhale from left nostril, then right nostril. We have to exhale from right nostril. We have to inhale, and again left nostril, from left nostril we have to exhale. This is one repetition. There is no need to explain. We all are familiar about this Anulom Vilom Pranayama. We may go for progressive muscle relaxation. It is advised by the eminent scholars. We should start from head to toe or toe to head. First, we contract the muscles and we concentrate on that contraction. Then we relax the muscles. We concentrate on the relaxation. And in the third part, we try to differentiate in between the contraction and relaxation part. That is the concept behind the progressive muscle relaxation. Next is prana dharana. Pran means the vital force. Pran is the drop of that cosmic consciousness that enters in a body, and we are alive. Pran dharana. But in simple way, pran means our respiration. So concentrating on our respiration, sit in a comfortable position, concentrate on your breath. That is, and meditation, that is the most important method, that is very fructiferous in nature. We can see the fructification in few days, in few months. We should go for meditation in this modern knowledge. Since our purpose simultaneously with the strengthening of our physical body, we have to strengthen our mental strength and intellectual strength also. For that, we should essentially practice meditation. Next, in music, we should listen music also. And thank you very much. Thanks to the organizers. Again, I express my sincere thanks to organizers for providing me an opportunity to speak in front of you. Your questions are invited. Sorry for that. I have taken 10 more minutes. Okay, thank you. Over to the organizers, please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for again showing us some great techniques to keep ourselves fit, healthy. As at the same time, you have shared so much of information with us about the nadis, the chakras, the alignment of the nadis with the Sushumna, Hira Pingla. I don't know about others, but I have really gained a lot of information about yoga today, especially about the importance of the nadi, this Chandra nadi and the Surya nadi, and how helpful it is for maintaining the functions of your excretory, your circulatory, and your nervous system, of course. Thank you so much, sir, once again. And so we have just one question. We just want to see the Kapol Shakti once, the video for Kapol Shakti.
Okay. I am showing Kapol Shakti Vikas.
Yes, sir, आप दिखा दीजिए. हाँ जी.
Am I
Very much
visible?
audible. Yes, sir, very
Am I
much
visible on this? I will
Very much
direct
visible.
also. First, in Kapol means our cheeks. We have to bring your fingers together. Then
Yes.
by the help of thumb, we have to control our nostrils. Close your nostrils and inhale through mouth by making it oval shape. Then suck the kid. Maintain this posture, open, and exhale through nose only. Exhale through nose only. This
So
is the complete.
okay, sir. So, sir, after putting this thumb on the nostrils, we have to inhale through the oval-shaped lips. Mouth.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Like, what is a good time to practice this, sir?
With empty stomach, and anytime this comes into the category of a micro respiratory exercise.
Okay.
Sir. It is not mentioned in the traditional pranayama practice.
Yes, so that's why. Yeah.
And this concept is given by Dhirendra Brahmachari, and where you will find several research studies on this. That is Kapol Shakti Vikasak.
So this is something very new for me. I have learned it, and I'm sure the students, teachers who are there with us today for this webinar, they have benefited a lot through you, through Aloke sir. We are really grateful to you, sir, for accepting our invitation and coming and sharing so much of knowledge with us and encouraging us, motivating us. Sir, both of you have shared a lot of things with us, and we are really, really grateful to you, sir. And moving on to the next end of this webinar, we have a small vote of thanks by none other than Dr. Shantanu Goloi, the coordinator IQAC Nikhil Banga Shikhan Mahavidyalaya. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Vidya. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a great privilege to me to deliver a speech on the said webinar organized by our institution. On behalf of Internal Quality Assurance Cell, Nikhil Banga Shikhan Mahavidyalaya, I would like to pay my gratitude to the eminent person, Professor Aloke Banerjee, former Vice Chancellor, University of Kalyani, and Professor Rajeev Choudhury, Department of Physical Education, PT Ravishankar Shukla University, Raipur, Chhattisgarh, for giving their valuable time. I would also like to pay my gratitude to the respected President and Principal Sir for giving continuous mental support to arrange such a program. I am also thankful to the faculty members and non-teaching staff, both department, B.Ed and B.Ped, this institution. I am also thankful to the participants from different parts of the country for joining us. The title of the webinar is Impact of Wellness and Healthy Lifestyle in Education of Modern Era. Actually, health and wellness leads us towards the truth, beauty, and goodness. These are also closely interconnected with each other. Healthy lifestyle creates healthy mind. So, in the age of acute competitive world, we are to give some space to lead healthy lifestyle to make a sound mind. In the ever-changing world, we are to prepare ourselves for adjustment in the complexity of new era. So, to make a balance between stressful life of outer world and serenity of mind, we are to maintain a balance of healthy lifestyle. So it's a great opportunity for us that we have got two eminent speakers. Once again, I would like to pay my gratitude to the respected speakers and participants who have helped us to make the program gain success. Thank you. Thank you all. Vidya.
Thank you, Shantanu sir. Without your encouragement, without Principal Sir's motivation, without the help of Dr. Sanjay Bhunia, Shumanta Sarkar, Shushanto sir, Torun sir, everybody have been a major part of this whole webinar. And we would like to have more such webinars for all the students who have joined here. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much, our eminent speakers from West Bengal as well as in India, from India. We are really grateful to you, sir, once again. And Principal sir, would you like to say something?
No, please. Now just conclude the session, please.
Okay,
Just
sir.
conclude
So
the session.
with these words, we end today's webinar and wishing everybody a very good luck, very good health. Since health is the only wealth, let's stay happy, let's stay healthy, and follow our speakers' suggestions. Thank you once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Rajeev Choudhury, for your very illuminating and very a new area that
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
not covered